Um,
There you
oh,
go.
okay. I can ask us the questions and then we can just answer them each.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is, what did you notice about the test? Um, I noticed that the test had like differentiations between like bad and good terms, and then the disabled and abled images, and it had us like make connections between the two to like associate them.
Yeah. At first, I noticed that the test, I was like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, what are we doing? And then it had me going from like, it like switched up at first it was like good, enabled, bad, disabled, and then it switched them. So it was good, disabled, bad, abled. And it was like a lot harder for me to do it. And I was like, oh, that's probably pretty telling.
I was just gonna say the same thing because I was doing it and I was like, the categories were like set in my brain. Like I was like, okay, this side is this and this side is this. And then they switched it and I was like, I had to think about it for a second. I was like, okay, wait, this is this and this is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, they're literally trying to trick us. Like, I had to try so hard to make sure I wasn't just like clicking things too fast. You know?
Yeah.
The next question is, how did I feel as I was categorizing the words and symbols? At first I think I felt guilty, like coordinating the bad terms with like the disabled pictures. And then it made me feel like I was like associating the bad words with the disabled people and like perceiving them negatively.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, this is so weird. Like, why are we grouping these words together? That seems really wrong. Yeah, I just felt uncomfortable, I guess.
I also agree. I was like, okay. And then it was also confusing me a little bit because I was like, I was like trying to get the whole point of it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I agree. It like wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Like reading the directions, I was like, okay, sounds kind of weird. Like I did not understand what we were supposed to do until we started. And then I was like overwhelmed. I was like, why is it, I don't know, the bad words thing. I agree with you guys. It was just kind of like weird.
The next question is, how did you feel when you got the results? Were they what you expected? Um, I think they were close to what I expected because when I put at the end, I said that like I do sympathize with them on the thing, so I think like it was below the average result. I think.
My results, I was like, oh, that's bad. I think I got 37 at the top and then just went down. And I didn't really know what to compare it to. I mean, it obviously looked really bad. Um, I feel like I was a little bit surprised just because I like tutor a lot of disabled students and I just like feel really bad about that because I'm like, oh wow, if I'm not like I should be the one that's the most understanding and the most like unbiased, and I'm clearly not. So that was a little bit disheartening.
Yeah, my results, it said that I like leaned towards the able, but I was confused because like the ones that I would get wrong would be like the walking ones, and I would be like, oh, a disabled person can do that. But like it just confused me on how the results came out, and I was just like, but it taught me something, so.
Yeah, mine was also like moderate. It's a like moderate preference or whatever it was for able-bodied, and I was like I don't know. I feel like the test is really easy to mess up, and it's not like an actual reflection of like how you feel if you actually know them. Like you said, Kelly, like you literally tutor them, like kind of like you hate disabled people kind of thing. So I don't know. I felt the same way with the results. I was like, okay, it's not how I feel, but that's what the test was then. maybe it is how I feel. I don't know.
The last question is, what are your criticisms of this tool? I didn't really think it was super beneficial because I thought that like it was more so judging us on like a memorization game, but I do think it's still important for people to like be aware of their possible unconscious biases and negative like perceptions towards people with disabilities. But I thought at least the game like brought awareness to having like negative associations, but I didn't know how good like the memorization was in itself, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. It was kind of like, okay, sure, we have negative-ish associations with like the words, but how does this come into play when we're actually like interacting with other people? It was very theoretical.
No, yeah, I think it was good for just like a base, like, oh, like blah blah blah. But I feel like it needs more than just like us sorting pictures and words to know how we lean towards disabled and able people.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you're gonna like base your opinions off of the text, you should definitely like take more than just that one. Because like you guys said, like the memorization stuff, I feel like was a big part of it, and it wasn't like I don't know. Like, what if it's not accurate? We don't know. So I feel like more tests is a good thing. If you're like want to actually know.
Okay,